So I am in Stanford University, the Cantor Museum, and it is so quiet. So let's appreciate some of this jade, and that is a pen holder, brush holder. In Chinese painting, we use very, very large brush sometimes. So this is a brush holder. And if you look at the jade, it is smooth, creamy, like ningzhi. It's like butter, or like fat, not in the sense of fat, what we see now. Now we have so much fat has becoming such a negative word, but it's like lard, creamy, transparent, smooth and oily. And this one is pendant. What do we call pendant? It's used in the necklace, or it's kind of a blessing to have a piece of jade in your neck and protect bows. And these could be a paperweight, or just 3 rams, or just something to enjoy, to hold in the hand, cool and smooth and comfortable, and a pleasure to play around, a little toy. In the ancient time, we do not use that much of plush toy, and these could be the ancient time plush toy for people to play around with. And this one is a brush, bowl. Usually we use this bowl to wash hand, or we can use this to wash brush. Chinese painting brush got dirty or got a lot of ink, so you use this to wash brush. But since it is just so beautiful and so delicate, and with so many things inside, I don't think people use it, or even emperor use it as a brush bowl or brush cleaner bowl. It is another useful stuff that was made so beautiful that it became a decoration instead of its own functionality. A bowl, a ram or chicken, Chinese nephrin, I don't know this. This one is a hook, a belt hook. Now we use, if you go use a belt, you have one side, hold here. Can you see my hand? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. This one, you hold it and then hook it up with another side of the belt. And this is only a hook. And I think in China, anything connected with jade is supposed to be cool, calming, and bringing peace and blessing. So have a jade hook, belt hook, is on the one hand beautiful, and on the other hand a good blessing. So the bottom button could be holding the fabric, silk or something. This is a beautiful this is a jar. I don't know whether it's functional or not. Seems it could be a functional element. A bowl to wash hand. Oh yeah, it is a functional jar. This one with the chain, jade chain, you can actually put it back in. And I'm pretty sure it is the same. Let's go inside to see. There is an opening on it. So let's keep on looking. And 玉屏风, this one is a table screen. Why do we use it? It's kind of not very much functional. It is not supposed to put book. As a book holder, it's just a pure decoration. And with beautiful carving. Maybe people need some imagination, and while reading or writing or doing something or doing the work, need to see beautiful things in front of their eyes and have a piece of a perfect, meticulous, exquisite art piece will definitely bring good inspiration and enjoyment. This should be a flower vase in the form of a lotus. Imagine if you put flower in it. It's a little bit heavy as a flower vase, but it itself is a wonderful masterpiece. Oh, there is a student group. Must be a student group. The ancient Jade, and this one is a Yu Pei, and it's more for a ritual and ritual disc. And this one should be an infant holder to hold the infant. This one is an ancient Chinese music instrument. These are some tools, replication of ancient tools, even more ancient. This is the buckle for the belt, and this one is an axe blade, or uses a knife or a blade. I'm sorry, you may have hard time to hear my voice because of other people around. This is a Qing Dynasty, which is about 300 years ago, And this one is no longer jade, it's jade. I do not know what is a jade. And it feels much more crispier, stiffer, and not so soft. And it must have a different quality from jade. And this one is jade, is kind of a crispier jade. A beautiful dragon, but this one is from Japan, Meiji era, Mingzhi. Meiji period is one of the highest peak in Japan's development. From Meiji period, Japan transformed from feudalism into capitalism, or not totally capitalism, but they are starting to bring new technology and new technology and new way of management, and Japan was really starting to fly during the Meiji period. And unfortunately, that was in China one of the weakest period. During that time, there was a war between China and Japan in the Ocean War, 甲午战争, and China lost that war and lost a lot of and signed a treaty, unfair treaty. Okay, those are the Qing Dynasty green jade. It's a different kind of jade, nephrite. I do not know what it is, but it should be a subfamily of jade. This is a vase in the form of a ritual vase. Usually this kind of form is very, very ancient form, about 2,000 years ago, and it was used to pay tribute to heaven, and wine was or alcohol was filled inside to pay tribute to heaven. And this looks like an incense burner. Yes, it is an incense burner. So you burn some incense inside, and there are holes from this incense, from the lid, the cover, so the fragrance can come out. Those are some other flower vase, ritual vase, and table decoration. So in ancient time, and even in recent time, when we find a piece of good jade, we try to make a piece of art surrounding this jade. So you use the natural line of the jade to make it into different shape. It looks like a waterfall. It just looks like to incorporate the natural form and natural texture into the artwork. Look at this cow. Buffalo, water buffalo. It's a jade. This one, and look at the teapot. And the teapot is a real functional teapot. You can pour tea, you can pour hot water inside. But I don't think anybody will use it as a teapot. It's mostly for decoration and for appreciation. And this one is a seal, encarved seal. And you encarve name or encarve something. Jade is very, very hard, so it's very hard to encarve the name and official chop. Okay, let's keep on. So here are some of the ancient bronze ware. And the one in front of us was a bronze ware in about, let's say, about 1,000 years ago or 1,500 years ago. This is highly fired, and the bronze, this kind of ware reached its golden age at Qing and Yuan Dynasty, which is about 1,000 years ago. The stone, the black color is coming from the iron oxide. So it's the mineral, iron mineral, and by itself it does not have a color. So you make these stone waves and then coat with a complete layer of this iron oxide, and then the artist or the craftsman will encarve out those encarve so deep that the layer of glaze came out, and then put into fire. With very strong fire, the colors show up. So it has been popular for 500 years or something, and developed into a much more refined technique and style. And you can see the shape is kind of bulky, not bulky, it's kind of sturdy and masculine. It was the particular style of that period of time. I'm sorry for the noise. There are many people passing by. If you take a look, there are many people passing by. Anyway, so it lost its popularity in China. And China, from Qing Dynasty, China started to use porcelain, which is very refined porcelain and ceramic, bone china, but Japan still kept this kind of form in tea ceremony. And for this one is a clay teapot. It's in Yixing of China. The reason it is brown is not because of color, it's because of the clay color. And these are the Qing Dynasty, Ming and Qing Dynasty. They are much refined. I do not think these are from the imperial family, because the painting style still look not that refined. If you judge a vase is from a normal commercial or normal people's place comparing to imperial family, the workmanship is different. The shape is not perfectly perfectly shaped if you take a good look at it. And the painting style is kind of rough and free. And if you paint for the imperial family, it should be more or less like this one. And this one could be from imperial family or could be from an artist that is just have an imperial style or used to work for the imperial family. Anyway, you can see through this workmanship or style to see whether it's from an imperial family or not. And that could make your collection value different. The thing from the imperial family or served for emperor was much more. This is only to the point of collecting. I'm not talking about the art style or something. This one definitely should be from a normal family or richer family, but not for the emperor. This one I cannot see, but seems it's from. It looks like the foreigners. It must be after China opened the door after the Silk Road, and there are people of different race, different region came to China to do business. The upper part is a lid. You can turn it over, use as a small dish also. Okay, keep on walking. Okay, this one should be from Qing Dynasty, a big bowl. And in Qing Dynasty, it was very popular to have these kind of huge bowls. It could be a bowl to use for wash hands. It could be a bowl to contain water. It could be a bowl to put in fish and fish bowl. It could be a bowl for holding fruits or holding something functional. If you take a closer look at this bowl, you can see some of this color become very, very dark and almost burnt. And let's see this one, some particular dark color, almost burned, and it burned into the ceramic. It's not a defect. It's not a defect because ancient coloring were in ancient time, the coloring were from mineral. Those are used mineral color, and the darker is a mineral called Ku. I forgot, CR or something. And when it is burned with such a high fire, it started to melt, and it melted, and it is so so hot, it melts into the color. So this is also a way to distinguish if this is real or fake, and to distinguish what period of this bowl is, because each period of time we have different material, right? Different supply. So this one, I think, is before the small Ta period. This is still Chinese local blue. Later on, you will find some blue color from Persian, from pearls. and it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blue, which is much brighter, lighter from this one. I am not saying this is not pretty. It's more like indigo color. It's just different. This one is local paint material, and imported paint material is much more expensive, of course. It must come from Silk Road, and it must be served for the royal purpose. And this looks like a local material also, maybe because this was so old. In Stanford University or this kind of university, there is one thing: the history is not complete. If I go to China, I can see the artwork from each period with very, very well chronologically organization. But this one is depending what you can get, what they can collect. This is another blue. This blue looks, this blue looks much older. It's like indigo blue. And this one looks so much brighter, like what we call royal blue. Royal blue, that is more a navy blue. And this one should be the Ming Dynasty or Song Dynasty. So this is a particular style in south of China, which in south of China, in Longquan, Zhejiang, still they are using it. The typical character is this green glaze. It's called green ware. It's a high-fired glaze, or accidentally achieved by wood ash blown through the kiln during the reduction firing process. Soon ash or clay and ash were deliberately applied to piece before firing. Anyway, this one is a special. So when the kiln is firing, and there was time to finish, same as what we cook in the oven. Sometimes we cook in the oven and we wait until it's totally cooled down to take it out. And sometimes we bake in the oven. And then when we finish, when it is time done, we suddenly open up the oven. So this is that kind of particular method. So the glaze was fired, and then in the oven baked or fired, and suddenly the temperature become cold. I do not know it. Of course, they did not pour water in it, but maybe just came out of the fire very suddenly into fresh air, and because of the temperature sudden change, it has this cracking, and this cracking is intentionally achieved. At the beginning, it was not intentionally achieved. At the beginning, it was thought, oh, I had some problem, and then there must be some guy find, oh, that looks cool, that looks even more interesting. So they developed this method, and now you can see a lot of this kind. And by controlling the temperature, by controlling the layer of the glaze and the particular elements, minerals in the glaze, you can control the size of the cracking and make it bigger cracking or shorter cracking or more refined cracking or more abstract, abrupt cracking. It's all in the intention. This one does not have any cracking. So they make these ways and then encarve and then put a total layer of glaze. And this one has a little tiny bit of cracking. The bird, did you see? And this is another method. If you take a closer look, you can see only when there is a lot of glaze, there is cracking. This one is so thinner layered with glaze. There is almost no cracking. And this must be from a much more commercial or daily use utensils. And this looks at least a rich family. And here we are in the section that is typically in Tang Dynasty. I personally do not like very, very much of this color because it's yellow, green, and sometimes blue, these three colors. It looks quite a strange color. But the interesting thing is that when you apply those colors, there were no color. This color came from the burning of these colors happened in the kiln. This color happened in the kiln, and in China we have a particular name for it. It's called Yao Bian. Yao is the kiln, Bian is change, the color change inside the kiln through the fire. It is the achievement of the fire, of the temperature of the fire, and such a poetic process of it. When the artist put it, later you might see some other, such as horse. You can see, and the glaze cooling and dripping everywhere. So this one is a water bottle. It came from the shape of a leather water bottle in Silk Road. And this one is a pillow. Ancient China, we use this kind of pillow. It was not very comfortable. Yeah. So this one is the typical way how the glaze dripping, see the glaze dripping, and it formed this interesting natural organic color that nobody can predict, and the result is always a surprise. Look at this, it's a surprise. And this is a waterways with a string holder or rope holder. This one is another vase. You can put food in, you can put water in. It's a multifunctional vase. And this one is a little bowl with a lid. You can put garlic, you can put sugar or whatever. Yeah. A snake. Oh, she's doing so good. My God. So here we are in front of this most famous horse. I am saying this is most famous not because this horse is particularly famous, it's because this style is a very famous style, and it's very typical for the Tang Dynasty. And if you see a lot of Chinese travel tour instruction, there will be a lot of Tang San Cai, because there are 3 colors. Tang is Tang Dynasty, San is 3, Cai is color, Tang tricolor, and everything is this random change of color. And particularly for the Silk Road, Tang San Cai. And some of the Chinese clay house, and the ancient bronze. The green color comes from oxidation of the copper, of the bronze. And and you cannot make this. There are people trying to make it. They put green color. The evil businessmen, they put green color, and put into urine pot and let it. They make something new. They want to sell big price, so they put some green color, green and clay color, and put the whole pot into a new urine pot, because it's acid and it's not a strong acid. Anyway, when people thinking about money and want to benefit, they will have a million method of doing it. And this is true color from aging, the natural aging. Let's take a look at this one. It's such a beautiful design. I like to do. This is a typical Chinese design. 回龙纹, we call it 回龙纹. It's like this whirly, squirly. It's a typical Chinese design. If you go to airport or see something, there are many of them. Isn't it pretty? It is actually just a simple line, and by repeating this simple line, it makes it so exquisite and different. That was before people put real people's figure drawing on it. Those are for the ritual purpose and for contribution, tribute to heaven. This must be an infant burner to tribute to heaven, and wishing heaven to bless the land with water, with sunshine, with good prosperity. Look at it. It with age, it almost plasticified. It has this ancient color, and it looks like plastic, right? It totally matured into something like plastic. Enjoy.